Good day everyone! By the way, I am Miss Julie Ann D. Bulahan and my topic for this report is reliability. So now, what does reliability tell us? Reliability is the degree to which an assessment tool produces stable and consistent result. Meaning, a reliable test is consistent and dependable. This means that if you give the test to the same student, but in two different occasions, the test should yield, and later on, it gives the same result. Reliability is the measure of how stable, dependable, trustworthy, and consistent a test is in measuring the same thing each time. So reliability will tell you how trustworthy a score in that test will be. You cannot draw valid conclusion from a test score unless you are sure that the test is reliable. A test is considered reliable when we get the same result repeatedly. It is possible to calculate reliability exactly, but it can be estimated in a number of different ways. A test considered reliable when we get the same result repeatedly. It is possible to calculate reliability exactly, but it can be estimated in a number of different ways. For example, if your scale is off by 3 kg, it reads your weight every day with an excess of 3 kg. The scale is reliable because it is consistently reports the same weight every day. But it is not valid because it adds 3 kg to your true weight, and it is not a valid measure of your weight. There are 4 main types of reliability. Each can be estimated by comparing different sets of results produced by the same method. Types of reliability. 1. Test-retest reliability. It is measured the consistency of results when you repeat the same sample at a different point in time. You use it when you are measuring something that you expect to stay constant in your sample. It is important because many factors can be influence your result at a different point of time. Test-retest reliability can be used to assess how well a method resists these factors over time. Here, the smaller the difference between the two sets of results is the higher the test-retest reliability. How to improve your test-retest reliability? When designing the test or questionnaires, try to formulate questions, statements, and tasks in a way that they won't be influenced by the mode or concentration of participants. And when planning your methods of data collection, try to minimize the influence of external factors and make sure that all samples are tested under the same conditions. And remember that changes can be expected to occur in the participants over time, and take this into account. 2. Inter-rater reliability, also called inter-observer reliability. It measures the degree of agreement between different people observing or assessing the same thing. You use it when the data is collected by researchers assessing ratings, scores, or categories to one or more variables. So why inter-rater or inter-observer reliability is important? It is important because people are subjective. So different observers' perceptions of situations and phenomena are naturally differ. Reliable research aims to minimize subjectivity as much as possible so that a different researcher could replicate all same result. This is especially important when there are multiple researchers involved in a data collection or analysis. How to improve inter-rater or inter-observer reliability. You need to define your variable and the method that will be used to measure them. Develop detailed objective criteria for how the variable will be rated, counted, or categorized. If multiple researchers are involved, ensure that they will all have exactly the same information and trainings. 3. Parallel form reliability. It is measure the correlation between two equivalent versions of a test. You use it when you have two different assessment tools or sets of questions that designed to measure the same thing. So why it is important? It is important because if you want to use multiple different versions of a test, you first need to make sure that all the sets of questions or measurements give reliable results. How to improve your parallel forms reliability is you need to ensure that all questions or test items are based on the same theory and peer related to the same measure of the same things. 4, which is the last one, is internal consistency. It is assess the correlation between multiple items in a test that are intended to measure the same construct. Why it is important? It is because when you devise a set of questions or ratings that will be combined into an overall score, is you have to make sure that all of the items really do reflect the same thing. If responses, the different items are contradict to one another, then the test might be unreliable. So how to improve your internal consistency? Is you need to take care when devising questions or measures. Those intended to reflect the same concept should be based on the same theory and carefully formulated. There are two types of internal consistency. The first one is average inter-item correlation. It is obtained by taking all the items on tasks that probe the same construct, determining the correlation coefficient for each pair of items, and finally, taking the average of all these correlation coefficients. The second one is split half reliability. It is splitting in half all items of a test to form two sets of items. The total score for each set is computed. It is determining the correlation between the two total sets scores to obtain split half reliability. Improving reliability. First is you need to calculate the item test correlation and rewrite or reject any that are too low. Second, look at the items that did correlate well and write more like them. The longer the test, the higher the reliability up to a point. Make sure your goals and objectives are clearly defined and operationalized. Expectations of students should be written down and match your assessment measure to your goal and objectives. That's all. Hope you learn and God bless.